All right, welcome to Startup Pitches here at the Innovation Playground. I encourage folks who are out here at their booths, not doing anything, they're not paying attention, to come out and support all of these great startups who are going to be telling us about what they're working on. I'm John Biggs. I'm an investor. I'm a writer. I used to be at TechCrunch for a long time. I'm going to be your MC introducing these folks. I have a list in order, so you guys are going to come up slowly but surely. You're going to have 5 minutes, and then we can have a little chat just about the startup, whatever you're working on. And we can also take questions from the audience as well. So we have a little bit of everything here. This is mostly about sustainable communities. So we've got circular economy, education, local economic development, multi-stakeholder social inclusion, global governance, and citizens participation. So all these startups are doing something in that realm. So again, I encourage you, if you're standing and watching, just come over, support these folks. This is actually really, really hard to do, to pitch in front of people that you don't know at a huge event. And the more people in the audience makes them feel better. All right, so let's get started here. So first off, we have Kobe Nagar from 7E out of Durham. Durham, the US, or? Yeah, there we go, perfect. All right, sounds good.
Hey, guys.
Let's get them a round of applause, please.
So cool. So I'm Kobe Nagar. I'm from Durham, North Carolina in the US. I'm obsessed about efficiency, and I'm going to talk about regulation and governance. So I'm the head of 7E, and we have a platform that I call it Modern Compliance. So let's see how it goes. If somebody can click the next one. Okay, it's self-clicking. So let's talk a little bit for the investors in the crowd. Who's familiar with regulation tech? Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, great. So guys, RegTech is the next big thing. It's a huge in the US, obviously here in the EU as well, 63 billion, and it's keep growing. And the reason it's growing, it's because regulation is complex. So who in the audience love regulation? Right? Nobody, right? Why is that? Because normally it takes a lot of time and a lot of money, and you need to pay a consultant to do the job for you. And that needs to change. Like we need to figure out how to automate that with AI. And you know, I had a couple of European friends that says that regulation does not change. So we got our amazing president to thank for that, because regulation is changing all the time. And you need to be on top of it all the time. So we are at 7E. We basically combine the 3 elements. We're combining the traditional professional services. We're combining tool providers and an application that helps you be compliant in X. And we also develop our own platform to score and give you an immediate gap analysis for your compliance needs. All of those tools come together, and we really took AI into the next level, generating 4 different engines. And those engines are doing remarkable things because, first of all, they educate you with a compliance scoring mechanism. The second thing is we help you build compliance. So if you have a request all the way to a certification, we help you do that. And most importantly, we help you be connected to regulation that is specifically for your business with a regulation crawler that we have created. All of that together with a tool that allows you to be foresight, we call it our compliance muse, really help you be more efficient and be more ready for regulation changes. So this is how the tool looks like. You know, from a 3-level perspective, we are combining those 3 elements. We have a compliance center. We call it Compliance OS. On top of that, we add different apps that are designated for compliance need, and then a scoring mechanism. And for those of you that are here, we actually giving you a free ability to use our tool. So scan the QR code, and you guys can check any company in the world for their regulation and the compliance gap that they have. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Did we have any questions? And this is generalized, right? So you could run this in Europe, and you could also run it in the States.
Yeah, we are mainly US focused, but we are a global company. You can check pretty much any company that you know of.
Mm-hmm. Anybody?
Cool.
All right, man. Thank you.
Cool. Who loves regulation a little bit more right now, or can be okay with that? Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, next up, Jorgos Konen from Citizen Dialogue Kit out of Belgium.
Thank you. Thank you. Full hands. You want to hold it? No, it's okay. Thank you. All right. Hi, my name is Jorgos. I am, thank you to this lovely assistant. We are a spin-off of the Ole Liabø University in Belgium. I'm one of the co-founders. And what we work on is, do I have to point somewhere? Or back? No, not back, not forward, not laser, and not black. Okay. Let's see. So what we focus on is citizen engagement, because we know that a lot of people are expecting to have their voices heard, but it's not so easy to do that, to facilitate as a local government. There are lots of barriers. How do you reach a truly diverse population? How do you engage people beyond your already existing networks, where you have the typical usual suspects that you are reaching? And I still don't know how to move forward. There we go. And of course, having poor citizen engagement has serious consequences. It can lead to backlash. It can lead to reverting decisions that have already been made, and that can be quite costly. Or, of course, you can have a loss of trust over time. There are current approaches to facilitate participation. Those are also very valuable. You can have an in-person gathering where people can have a conversation. You can have an online participation platform, but not everyone is reached in that way. We still feel like a lot of young people, for example, people who are less digitally connected, are not being reached. So what we do instead is we bring citizen engagement to the actual place where things are happening in the city, to the street, to the square that's being redeveloped, to the tourism hotspot, and actually engage any passerby on that location. We do that with our dialogue boxes. They are completely wireless. They use an e-paper screen, so they're very power efficient, and they run on batteries that run for months. They're also connected through an IoT connection, so you can also monitor the engagement, change the questions over time, and that combination of the batteries and the wireless connection means that you can really put it right there at the street where something is changing without complicated infrastructure or an expensive installation. So what makes it unique is, well, we've done 10 years of research from the Ole Liabø University in Belgium, really understanding what works, like where do you position an interactive public display, how do you orient it in the space, and now we've done over 50 projects with Citizen Dialogue Kit, so we also learned a lot about specifically structuring those surveys. To give an example, this is a long-term collaboration that we have in Mechelen, a city in Belgium, where they're doing a new master plan around the River Deile that runs through the city. So lots of hubs, different locations along that river are being redeveloped. And through our dialogue boxes, the municipality is gathering information that on one hand can verify and support expectations or information they already suspected, but it can also give them nuance, more data to combat kind of the typical loud voices that you have in a participation process. The way we offer this is a hybrid model. So we rent the devices. We have an online platform to make your own surveys where you can manage the results. And then we offer consulting services based on what you require. Like I mentioned, we've already done this in over 50 projects in 6 countries so far, with mostly local governments. We are a team of 5 people and 2 advisors. And we are currently looking here mostly for partners, urban planners, placemakers we can work with. Also complementary tool providers, people building other types of sensors that can maybe be input to make the surveys more dynamic, more smart. And of course, R&D opportunities, research projects where we can continue to further develop our solution. We are also over there in the corner. If you want to try out the buttons yourself, please come by, and otherwise maybe follow us on LinkedIn, and hope to see you. Thank you.
So I remember seeing this last year. How much growth, how much change has happened with the product?
One important feature that we are actually demoing here today for the first time is at the end of the survey. But this is one of the requests that the most frequent request is to have a QR code at the end, so we can also ask open questions.
Okay.
Because now it's limited to selecting options. Now at the end, you'll get a QR code, and you can also answer open questions. Maybe share your email address so you can stay in the loop on what's happening in your street, in your community.
And what's the business model for you guys, or is this just basically you just hope somebody buys them and you do consulting, right?
Yeah, so we rent the devices also. So we have municipalities like Mechelen who use these over multiple years to facilitate engagement around different topics in their municipality.
All right.
Yeah.
And you should also make them lighter, because this is actually pretty
This
heavy.
is very heavy.
Any questions from you folks? Yeah, go for it. Here. There we go.
Hello, thank you for presentation of your product. The quick question is next. How do you analyze the data that is being collected? Do you use any models on behind? How do you use this data, and who is the data consumer in this case, the final? So analyze. I understand that these are the people inside the cities who make the decisions, but which are departments and who are the owners of the surveys, who develop them and for which purposes? Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, good question. We actually, because it's kind of, it's a tool you can use in different applications, of course. It's basically asking a survey on site. So we work with different departments. Sometimes it's the urban planners, but sometimes also the mobility department, tourism, sports department, youth department. So we've kind of covered like all the different departments of a typical city who want to work with the community. And then we have a backend where they can do analysis of the data, visualization. No models running on that yet, but that's obviously something we could easily do going forward. Yeah, thank you.
Anybody else? All right, super. Thank you. All right, next up, the folks from Campera. I think it's a different guy, right? So you're somebody else. You're not the... There you go. All right, there you go. Zip it up there for you. So,
Hello, hello, hello. We're a startup. Let me tell you something about Campria. We're a startup, and we use hardware and software to... We use hardware and software to We're a startup building software and hardware solutions for camper areas. You can... I'm having a bit stress. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Wait a second. We're a startup building software and hardware solutions for camper areas. You know camper areas? The place where you can stay the night with your mobile home, your RV, your van. We noticed a rapid growth in camper tourism. although this clashes with the needs of the local residents. It's our mission to balance these two with the use of smart digital tools. There are multiple problems with the way camper tourism exists today. We have overcrowded places, there's a lot of littering, and people are staying way longer than intended. But it's not all bad, because it's not all bad, because on average, camper guests spend more than hotel guests, which stimulates the local economy. And, as you know, the house prices in Spain are rising a lot because of tourism. This can, however, be solved by camper tourism, a way more sustainable form of tourism, which has no effect on the house prices. So, how do you make sure that cities can maximize the benefits while at the same time reducing the burdens associated with camper tourism? I think we found a way. If you take a look at the current solutions, we have open barriers because the payment terminal stopped working. We have people writing shit on paper, messages on paper because it's all on paper. Never mind. Communication is towards customers is done by leaving messages on paper, and the payment is done by depositing cash money in mailboxes. Who has cash these days? To solve these issues, we've built a fully digital solution. Visitors can scan a QR code by arrival. Which brings them to a web app where they can complete registration and payments. We've also developed hardware that integrates with the already existing barriers, electricity outlets, and toilet accessories to make the experience as smooth as possible. The main benefit, however, is that we're replacing dumb payment terminals with an interactive web app, which allows fluent conversations between visitors and the city. Because of this communication between the visitors and the city, we can develop valuable features like being able to view the availability of the camper areas, which reduces the parking traffic significantly. This allows us to nudge campers away from the busy coasts into the mountains, looking for more tourism. We also use vouchers to boost the local economy. If you're a city looking to boost sustainable tourism, be sure to get in touch with us. Shit.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, this is super hard, and that was a great presentation. So, Camprea, how are you controlling? So the municipalities are going to start using this to control their own like campsites, right? Or is this private people as well?
No, it's mostly city and orientated. It's not private.
All right.
Right.
Any questions?
Thank you so much.
All right. Very cool. All right, Anna C.W. D'Amato, Circular Library Network, out of Iceland.
Hello, everybody. My name is Anna. Oh, still have some time from you. I'll just wait, or should we step?
Go ahead.
I'll take the extra time. Okay, so my name is Anna. I'm the CEO and founder of the Circular Library Network. We are an infrastructure provider for sharing economy, and that is super vague, so I will explain to you what we do. This is Carapicuíba. That's where I am from in Brazil. When I lived in Carapicuíba, which is in a favela, I didn't actually feel poor at all because I had access. I had community, I had people around me, so if I needed a drill, I could ask one person that will ask the next person that eventually will get me a drill so I could use it. But then, when I moved to Iceland, suddenly I felt extremely poor because I didn't have any money to access the things that I needed. So when it comes to accessibility, money is kind of less important if you have infrastructure or a community that allows you to have access to the things you need every now and then. So I started building a tool library, which is a community project. And then during COVID, we had the highest demand we ever had and the lowest amount of availability to lend things out to people because we were restricted. So we decided to automate the systems, and we built cabinets that were sharing stations. Once we did that quite publicly, we had hundreds of people to reach out to us saying, can we buy that from you? And we're like, not really. This is made out of trash. So we decided to figure out what was the problems that they were facing comparatively to our problems, that we could make this into an actual sellable product. So the main problems we came across was waste. So 80% of the items that end in landfill actually are underutilized. The average drill is used for 30 minutes in its lifetime, and it has 1,000 minutes capability. There's also the issue of inequality. A lot of the systems that already exist, like for example, peer-to-peer systems for renting from each other, actually move the money upwards. So it doesn't really democratize access, but actually give people with assets more income. And that's not really what we are going about. And then there's an infrastructure gap. A lot of municipalities, real estate operators, or student houses and universities, they want to have a sharing library project or infrastructure, but they don't have the tech to be able to support them to do that. So we created the Circular Library Network. We are a software, which is an inventory management tool. Everything we do is white label, so our clients can put their own branding onto it. We have a community platform, so our clients can have peer-to-peer support and speak to each other and learn best practices. And then we have hardware that makes any cabinet, from IKEA furniture all the way to your designer lockers, into a sharing station. This is a video of our systems in Reykjavik. So this particular system has actually doubled in size since this video, and we have now 8 locations in Iceland. So the way you should think about us is that we're like Cisco, but for the sharing communities. The same way that Cisco developed technology for the internet of today, we are developing the technology for the sharing economy of tomorrow. And we run on a B2B, B2Gov business model, on a subscription model. The market is quite sizable and is growing at 7.6% year on year. We have currently 12 live locations, with 58 systems pre-sold this year, and we also won 80% of the tenders that were available in our vertical. We have received quite a lot of funding and grants to develop our technology, and we have also won quite a few awards this past year. So the team is really strong. We have over 40 years of experience in tool libraries and libraries of things, and we have really strong support system, like, for example, Daniel Houtia from IKEA, who is our chairman. So if you're interested in sharing economy and you're interested in investing in this area, we are raising a pre-seed round, and we're aiming to have 5 CTs as our partners. So if you are interested in sending the information to your city, come to our booth, S3, and we have some postcards that you can send to them. Right, tack för det.
Wonderful. Any questions? Yeah, go for it.
Thank you, Anna. Very, very cool product that you're building. I have quite a few questions, to be honest, because it's super interesting and very wow. So the first one is, are you partnering solely with the cities, or are you looking into B2B model with something like, owners of big houses? As an example, I'm living in Barcelona in the, house where like 500 people are living, and we are sharing the drill when we need, like in the chat, like, hey neighbors, can you please lend it to me?
And then there's the friction of, are you available to lend out a drill to them, or do you like them as a person? Who knows?
And after a couple of days, it's like the other neighbor, like, Dima, can you please give me it back? So it's quite a problem. So based on it, I have a couple of questions. First of all, are you having some sort of incentives to the people who are, I don't know how to say it, lending the equipment?
So we don't do peer-to-peer. We do B2C, B2B, B2Gov. So we provide the infrastructure. Your community will have to organize yourself and use our infrastructure to share items. But that how you decide how you share the items is your own decision. Rental, membership for free, up to you. We provide all the tech so you can do it yourself. So the friction, there is less friction normally when the community chooses to donate the items to the community. So it does not your drill anymore, it's everybody's drill, which means that if it breaks, everybody's responsible for repairing, replacing. So that's how we do it. We mostly just provide with the tech, the knowledge, and the support to do it for yourselves.
You already answered my second question, is basically about the how to be sure that equipment will not be destroyed by someone. It's
Yeah.
something like a car sharing when you have to make a report or something like
Yeah.
this, in the end of the renting period or.
So it depends because we don't own the items. We just provide the infrastructure. So your community gets to decide how you want to operate. So some communities do as you pay a membership and then money goes towards a little saving account that pays for our subscription and then also an extra amount of money that pays for replacing of items. Others do rental. Others do for free completely and they just want to pay for the subscription so they can share together. Up to your community to decide.
So do I understand correctly that your business model doesn't cover the, let's say, peer side of the things?
No.
So you're monetizing solely on the renting out your boxes and the software.
Yeah, so it's subscriptions, software as a service and hardware as a service. So we are fully responsible for the hardware. Someone breaks the lock, you just send it back to us, we'll replace it for you, we'll repair it, and then put it in our second market sale for our community.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anna, I love the concept. Tell us some of the places that these lockers are located. I imagine dormitories, libraries, schools. Where else are you putting them?
So we have a really cool project in Canada, in Vancouver, where they have a huge housing organization. They made a whole room with our system. And they have items inside and outside the locker, so they have bigger items, and then they just share it, and that comes out of their rent, for example, as part of the housing association. Then we have other places where they do rental of items, and that tends to be a more public space. We also have co-working spaces using our systems to manage the inventory. So instead of having a person responsible for the projector and the cables and whatever they need, they just have a cabinet system like an IKEA Kallax, which is the most thrown away piece of furniture in the world. You can adapt that into a sharing station. And then you also have a lot of libraries. Because our software is compatible with library logins, we can make it so it's a universal login. So if you have a library card, you can automatically log into our system.
All right, ready to go?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Thank you very
Round of
much.
applause. Thank you. I'll take all the. There you go. Perfect. All right. Next up, Anna Grace Denoyer, Electus, out of Tampa.
Hi everyone. As you can hear, I'm not from Tampa myself. I'm from the UK, and I live in Barcelona, but we are based in Florida, in Tampa. Although we've just opened an office here in Barcelona as well as our European HQ. So Barcelona is a city that is extremely innovative, with lots of streamlined tech that make our cities run as best as they can. But unfortunately, like most other cities, there's no operating system for our people. And globally, we face the same systematic challenges of inequality, skills gaps, and persistent youth unemployment that are predicted to cost $11 trillion GDP globally. Governments and corporations are spending billions on ESG and social programs. And the big question is, did it work? Well, unfortunately, that's like a black hole of data because there isn't any clear understanding of what goes in terms of what you put in and what you get out. It's very unclear in terms of the results for most ESG and social programs, with a predicted 40% wasted on admin costs and so on. So meet LifeHub Infinity. It's an AI-driven operating system for human capital. As an edtech, we deliver life skills and standards-aligned education to kids. As a fintech, we pay them real cash for each skill that they master onto their own LifeHub Visa debit card that we issue. And as an impact tech, we turn data into measurable social outcomes. And as an infratech, we connect capital to communities and deliver auditable ROI for corporations and governments. So here's how it works. A city or corporation inputs their objectives and KPIs and integrates our API with their existing systems. Think of it as a bring your own problem model. And our AI algorithms then analyze the data to uncover links to develop a solution. It autonomously develops a custom curriculum of education modules that directly address the gaps that it uncovered in the analysis for target cohorts. Oops. So delivery partners, including schools and youth organisations and community non-profits, can then apply to deliver these programmes in the community by applying for the grant that will pay for it through our Fund Finder platform. And then the chosen school or non-profit can provide the access to the web app and mobile app to the kids, who are then supported also by an adaptable AI coach. And it's a human-in-the-loop AI model, which is, meets all the regulations in terms of AI and education. So for each module that is completed, the kids are paid real cash, usually small amounts between $1 and $5 or euros, and goes straight onto their debit card that we issue, which builds a direct connection between effort and reward, as well as building financial literacy and economic inclusion, contributing to household income for local families, and is spent locally in the community, boosting the economy, as well as building a talent pipeline for the city that attracts new investors and businesses. So this is circular impact, an ROI multiplier for every dollar that's spent on earnings for the kids. The same one emerges with a verified, auditable boost to the city's economy in multiple ways. The business model mirrors our values, which is transparent and circular, and 100% of the earnings component for the kids goes straight to the kids. So that's the impact spend, and that's paid into the non-profit partner organisation, so that it can be classed as a tax-free charitable donation. And then we charge license fees and SaaS per user, per learner, and they also have white label solutions and branded learning experiences that provide a revenue stream. The model's already driving measurable impact in the US, and we have enterprise-grade secure technology, and it's live, validated, and compliant by design. Our fintech rail is built with FIS Global and Visa USA. We're the first company ever to be given the education API from Visa, which we've just connected into our own app. And we are supported by Google for Startups and funded by the American Heart Association's Social Impact Fund, who recognise the profound effect that our model has on social detriments to health. We've already paid out $110,000 for over 82,000 completed learning modules, boosting school attendance, academic outcomes, and generational financial illiteracy, and unlocking new funding for schools and non-profits in over 13 states and counting. We're also tapping into a $280 billion US market by delivering a workforce pipeline and an auditable community investment programs for regulated industries, such as banks and energy companies. And we're working with United Federal Credit Union, Attentive Energy, which is a Total Energies company, and Old National Bank at the moment. So from our European HQ in Barcelona, we're now ready to support some of the 50,000 businesses that are required to report on social impact through Europe's CSRD rules. And we're also looking to work with city leaders to support their economies and boost their workforce pipeline with our innovative technology. I'm Anna, and Kamal and Ed are in the audience, so please come and chat to us. We're in S1 booth at the front over there, which is conveniently just across from the Investors Lounge. Thanks, everybody. Does anyone have any questions?
Anything? Oh, he's back.
Never leave. Thank you, Anna. Very cool idea. The couple of questions that I have around, I'm sorry guys, they are about the AI part of your solution. Can you evaluate a bit more about the whole AI? A, is it the proprietary model? B, are you using AI for the initial evaluation of the intents or the needs of the potential students? And are you building with help of AI some sort of the specified courses for the students? I'm not sure how does it work.
Yeah, so it's a RAG-based system, retrieval augmented generation, and we've got 7 proprietary algorithms that kind of analyze the data and reveal the insights that we're looking for. And that could be from, so the data that it ingests are from the organization or the city, and also from the child's school and the child personally. So they will input their own information and the demographic information, and it kind of combines all of those things and then produces the content. So as you like you asked, it does also produce content that's tailored for the kids, not just for the organization's KPIs. So, for example, depending on what the goal is, it will make sure that it's delivered to the child in a way that's most likely to resonate and to achieve the results for the organization, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. So for the building the course, are you using some sort of the, I don't know, multi-agentic pipeline for creation of the personalized learning plan for the student, and then based on the information that you have in your RG system, you're creating some sort of the steps which is needed to be achieved by the student and then evaluated as well with the AI?
Yeah, it's something along those lines. I can't answer in great technical detail, but it's based on the rubrics for each module, and it's kind of scored against that, and also feedback from the educators. Thanks. Anybody else?
Hi, Anna.
Hi.
Joan Michelson, Forbes and Electric Ladies podcast. I imagine that you're collecting through this process, and forgive me, I was a bit late, but you're finding data about how these kids learn differently. So I'm wondering what you're doing with that data, how you're segmenting it, how, girls versus boys, et cetera, age groups, and what kind of data you're finding on how they learn and how they respond to your process of task and reward, and where that information could be usable.
That's a good question. So we're quite early in launching these tools, so we don't have a huge amount of data so far. The data from the kids that we mentioned that have already using the platform weren't using the AI tools. They've been using LifeHub for the last, some of them are, but the majority of them for the last 3 years, and they haven't used the AI tools yet. However, we do have some data from our pilots, and we've got some white papers that I can share with you. There's some interesting findings about how they kind of choose, because on the app they can choose their own topics to learn, as well as the ones that we provide for the organization. And we've noticed that they direct their attention on very specific things over time, and then also spend their money on their cards on those related topics, which I think is quite interesting. But I'd love to share the white papers with you later on. Thanks.
All right, super.
Thank you.
One more round of applause. All right, so unfortunately we're hitting just a time here. So now we have Ole Liabø from Kobla. You got 5 minutes exactly, and then we'll have to do questions like after the fact. All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hello, my name is Ole Liabø. I'm a founder of a Norwegian company, Kobla. It has been wonderful to be at the show today and see all the really cool technology that is coming. But at the same time, it's important not to forget the 2 most intelligent transport systems we have, walking and cycling. They are cheap, cost efficient, they have very low CO2 emissions, and they are healthy. This bike, for example, was in active operation for 60 years. And then you can start calculating cost per kilometer or CO2 emissions per kilometer. It becomes very, very low. So Kobla's mission is to help cities promote walking and cycling. And over the years, we have done many projects to Norwegian municipalities. And we have developed a set of products that help the municipalities to promote walking and cycling. So I'll give a quick overview of the different products now. First of all, in order to help pedestrians, you need to understand where and how they are traveling. And to help them, we have, to get this understanding, we have developed manual service. That is form you filled out. But we also have a fully automated app that registers automatically all the journeys. And combining those two, you get a very good overview of how people are traveling in your city. Our next product is the mobility campaign. That is an app-based campaign that promotes walking and cycling. And you typically run it for 4 weeks. You download the app, and people compete by earning points based on the journey. So the greener and more active the journey is, the more points you get. But we also award car users, because that's are the people we want to reach. So we have something in the app also that is interesting for the car users. The third product is our tourist/activity guide. It's a very cost-efficient tool to set up simple guides, interactive guides, that are used by a destination. And also key to this product is transport. So we promote how you walk and cycle to different destinations. Common for all these products, of course, is that we provide data and reports that gives actionable insights on how to improve the current situation. Here are a couple of use cases. This is how the campaign app looks, that you are awarded points. And you see that you get additional points if it's bad weather and things like that. And on the car side, you see on the left side there, we have recorded a car journey. There we focus on cost and CO2 emissions. The second use case is the tourist guide that has, of course, attractions on a map, destinations you can visit. And it also shows you how to get there by walking or cycling. But it also has links to transport or public transport companies' apps. So we don't reinvent the wheel, but we integrate everything together in a nice and cost-efficient package. Let me see. Yes, so that was a quick overview of what we do. If you'd like more information, I have a small stand at the corner there that you are welcome to visit, and I can give you more information about the products.
All right, excellent, thank you. Quick one question, anything? Yeah, sure.
What are you doing with the data that you're collecting? Because I would imagine that like place location and tracking people, there's probably a lot of privacy data in there.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that actually. It's a very good question. Most of our customers are municipalities, and they of course take data security and privacy very, very seriously. So we can share data, but it's very clear to the end user what data is shared, and they can opt out. And they can also, for example, in the campaign app, you can delete journeys that you don't want to be registered, for example. And the default mode of our campaign app, where you get bonus points for your travels, is that you just share aggregated data. You don't share detailed data. So the detailed journey is just stored encrypted on your phone, actually. But of course, the travel survey app, that's the intent to share data. And it's very clear to the user what is being shared. So that's a key value to us.
All right, super. All right, we're coming to the absolute end here. Let's give him another round of applause. All right, can I have the? Yeah, you do this. Thanks. And last one's Javier Garcia with Waze.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm the COO of Waze, and I'm here to talk about urban mobility. One question: what if your commute for tomorrow was arranged overnight without your intervention? What would you do with that extra time? In 2008, Airbnb unlocked the already existing market of empty rooms. They had been existing for a very long time. They just provided the platform to use those empty rooms. In 2013, Wallapop did the same with unused objects that we had in our houses. Waze is here in 2025 to unlock the market of empty seats on cars. Okay? It's a market that covers 27 million daily available seats between Barcelona and Madrid only. That's a huge number. The problem with mobility nowadays is that public transport is completely saturated, overcrowded. It doesn't reach to many places where you would like to go. And private transport is very expensive. Cars are very expensive to maintain. In the end, companies pay the cost of that. Nowadays, there are mobility laws, and they have no tools and no infrastructure, so they lose productivity. Traditional carpooling doesn't really solve this problem, and it doesn't really scale. Manual coordination, chats and negotiations, only 2 trips per driver. How does Waze work? We automatically detect your routines, your daily routines, in about a week. Because we are working with artificial intelligence and data, mostly, okay? So then the Geo AI finds your perfect match, and we verify your trips and everything that happens during the trip, and you have your own user interface that you can use where you can control everything. For companies, what does this mean? Legal compliance, as I said before, parking optimization, control of attendance. Someone is coming to work, are they late, are they going to be absent? Because the app can communicate with the HR directly, okay? So, and talent retention. Another leg of this, of our business model is data magic. As we can see there, driving footprint. We capture the driving footprint of drivers, accelerations, braking, behavior, everything. And that can be used by, for example, insurance companies, okay? They need that information. They don't have it, but we do. Another thing is the energy saving certificates, the CAEs, which transform CO2 savings into tangible revenue. Here are some rough numbers. 94% fulfillment rate, which means this is the way we track what the how everything is working, okay? Do the drivers comply with what they promised they would be doing? Do they do this routine every day? 100%, 90%, whatever. That allows us to rate how trustworthy they really are. We have 1,500 monthly active users, 13% average monthly growth, and 160,000 trips in the last 12 months, which is going to bring us this year to around 1.6 to 1.9, almost 2 million euros as gross volume. As I said before, the business model has 3 branches: B2C, B2B, and B2G, and data as service. Nowadays, we have an open round for fundraising of 800,000 euros, of which we have already committed 400,000. And this is the distribution of that money. A few milestones. This year, we want to launch, well, we've been launching, but we want to launch the B2C in Barcelona and Madrid. Then we will expand to other major cities in Spain. And finally, we will go to European capitals. And some features that we are working on, we are developing nowadays is the voice interface, rental vehicles that we want to give to the drivers, motorbike sharing, and Waze special stops. So urban mobility is changing, with or without you. Would you like to be on one side or on the other side? Thank you very much.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. One quick question so we can close up here.
If we don't have time and you have any questions, we are on S3 right there, okay?
Yeah, because you've already...
Happy to.
All right, let's give all these folks a round of applause. This is really difficult, and these were some of the best presentations I've seen in a long time. Thank you. All right, we're doing another one of these at, I believe it's about 5:30, 4:30, something like that. But there's going to be more here on this stage with Current and these folks. They're going to be doing more pitch-offs. So either hang out and wait, or I don't know what just happened. Anyway, John Biggs, we'll see you in about an hour. Thanks.